Hey babes, my name's Hannah.
And my name's Chasity.
Welcome back to Bookish Babes. I'm so pumped for this video. I've been waiting to make a video like this. We are going to be telling you guys about some of our ACOTAR theories. This is part one of several. We will make more videos like this. However, we pared it down to just a couple per person for this video because I don't know about you, I could talk about these for hours. I have receipts. These are, to me, these are not theories. These are what's going to happen. So let's just jump into it. And you have to please let me know down below what your ACOTAR theories are. I love talking about theories. I also want to mention that this video is going to have major spoilers for the entire Sarah J. Maas universe. So if you have not finished all of her series, like A Court of Thorns and Roses, as well as Throne of Glass and Crescent City, don't watch this. I'm going to be talking about things from everything. And I also can't trust what comes out of my mouth. So I might just like spew out a nice little spoiler and without meaning to. So just don't watch it.
We cannot be trusted. So
or watch it and just know that you're going to be spoiled.
Yeah. Just don't blame us. We cannot take that blame. Yes. If you go any further than this moment right now.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
First theory I have. I'm going to start out pretty tame. I don't think this is super unhinged. I think a lot of people believe this. That Lucien and Elaine are not mates. That Tamlin and Elaine are mates.
I've heard this many times. I also can see this.
I believe this so strongly that whenever I reread now, I no longer buy what Lucien is saying. I know he's lying. I know you're a damn liar, Lucien. I know it's not true. Here's why. Here's why. Starting out strong, Elaine makes a perfect match for Tamlin as well as the Spring Court. She is literally what he wants. She is what he wanted out of Feyre. She likes to garden. He lives in the Spring Court. Like, she is very docile.
I literally was just about to use that word.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Elaine is.
And that's exactly what Tamlin wants.
Yeah.
He wants somebody who's gonna listen.
She loves to throw parties.
Yeah. She loves a good party, doesn't she?
She is a great hostess.
She wants to be the wife of a rich person so she can throw these lavish balls, work in her garden, raise some babies. That's all she wants out of life, and that's all he wants out of a partner. Okay, so that's my first
point. Wait,
point.
Did I add that? You didn't have that? The party planning and the...
Yeah, I didn't think about the party planning. Yeah. But she loves a good party.
She loves to host a party. I have thought about this a little bit too much.
Tamlin's behavior as Elaine is about to get, tossed into the cauldron, his behavior completely shifts. He has no issue until Elaine is about to go into the cauldron.
This is correct.
Also, the reason I think Lucien lied about it is because he got the gift of sensing people's bonds from Papa Helion. And so he can tell that they are mates. He can like sense their bond. And for whatever reason, he feels like he needs to protect Tamlin. He has like some sense of honor towards Tamlin.
Of course he does.
Yeah. And so he says, we're mates, to protect him.
And he has that sense of honor to Tamlin because of his brothers. Right. Like his brothers, he was disowned and thrown out, and Tamlin was the one.
Yeah.
Tamlin's the only one he has left.
It just doesn't make sense because if Lucien and Elaine are really mates, why can Lucien stay away for so long without like even sending a little message to Feyre being like, hey, how's this bitch doing? He has no clue and he doesn't care.
I know. I know, I wondered that as well.
Yeah. I don't believe it. I don't believe they're mates. I know that Elaine and Tamlin are.
Now, to your point, to point this out as well.
Yeah.
With Lucien having problems, not having problems staying away, who is having an issue at that time? Who is constantly in his beast form during that same time?
And something that I mentioned earlier, I hate that I'm comparing it to this, but y'all know from Twilight how there's like this theory that the reason, well, it's not a theory, it was confirmed by the characters. The reason that Jacob gave a shit about Bella at all was because one day Bella would be Renesmee's mother. Maybe that's why Tamlin did what he did, felt the way he felt about Feyre. It's because Feyre and Elaine are sisters. Because if you look at it, like, what did Tamlin really like about Feyre? She is not, in any world, a good match for him. She's not a good match for anything he wants out of a partner. It never made sense.
No, they didn't. They never vibed. They never clicked.
No.
They butted heads at every turn.
Every turn from the
next
beginning.
point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense. But what makes sense is Elaine and Tamlin. I also don't like either of them, so I want them to be together and fuck off to the spring court.
Go take care of your people.
Yeah.
Go take care of your land. Get out of my fucking face.
Do you believe in this theory?
I could wholeheartedly get behind this theory.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could totally see it. I could get behind it. I would feel horrible for Feyre in this happening.
I think she'd be happy.
I think she would be betrayed by her sister.
I mean, her sister can't control it.
I don't think it would be, I mean, yes, but I don't think it would be okay.
Is incredibly selfless, and she would just be like, she would just want them to be happy.
I still don't think she'd be able to stomach her sister being
No, I think she'd
Tamlin's.
I think she'd more so feel that way because she would be worried about Elaine because of her experience with Tamlin.
Exactly.
I don't think she'd be mad that they were together. I think she'd be like, oh, I feel like I need to protect
I
Elaine.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
I also would feel that she would go through both of them.
Yeah.
You can't help how you feel. I mean, that's
Right.
just a normal reaction
Right.
to feel both of those.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't help
She's
how
been
you
so
feel.
done with Tamlin for so long. I literally just don't think she'll be like, fine, get him out of my fucking face.
Maybe.
We'll
I
have
think
to
she
see
would still go through the
when
emotions.
it happens. Not if, when. Is there one you want to talk about?
I think you perfectly segued right into the first point that I definitely, rereading the first one for the third time, I don't see Tamlin having any actual true interest or feelings for Feyre at all.
Right. Is it a trauma bond? Is it like a sense of duty because he stole her from her family?
No.
Is it like a protective thing?
No.
An ownership?
There it is. Ding, ding, ding.
That's the word.
That's the one. That's what I think it is.
He felt so entitled to Feyre from the beginning.
Entitlement, ownership, narcissistic bullshit. Okay, it gets worse every time I reread it because I try to stay just out of my own head listening to it, but it gets worse every time because then I notice more and I notice more. It's so manipulative.
There you go.
Every time, the moment he enters the scene, every moment, just as with like Rhys, Rhys has a reason for everything he does. So does Tamlin.
They're not as noble.
They're not as noble. And
I will accept no Rhys hate in the comments.
No.
None.
not a single one.
Your comment won't be deleted. No, I'm just kidding. It won't be.
It won't be, but I will fight it.
Yeah.
And there'll be receipts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with everything that Tamlin does, there's a reason. And the reason is to literally get that mask off his face. And it's to defeat Amarantha. Which would seem noble for your first time reading it. It's not.
Except for the fact that the only reason there's any issue with Amarantha is because he couldn't get it together. Now everybody in Prythian has to suffer.
Yeah, everyone. He used a human girl under false pretenses, a treaty that doesn't fucking exist,
Yeah.
a blight that doesn't exist, a blight that's actually a curse that's on him because he wouldn't deal with Amarantha, who, by the way, I really didn't catch just how deep it went. He didn't want to deal with Amarantha before the curse, so he sent Lucian, and that's when Lucian lost his eye.
You know, Rhys would have went his damn self. Rhys would have
He
never.
has been sending his people in his stead since before the curse even happened.
Yup.
He is a selfish, narcissistic.
This whole video
prick.
this is Tamlin slander. I'm letting you know right now.
I just want you to know.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I don't think he ever had any true feelings for Feyre. I think every instance he had a reason for what he was doing, and it was selfish.
Yeah.
And it was for his own purpose. I think at some point he eventually felt that he was entitled to her. That was his fiance, girlfriend, whatever. It was his betrothed. He had a right to her. as some twisted,
and you see it even more in Mist and Fury.
Yeah, that's really what
he never
what it comes down
respects
to.
the fact that she's like, I'm happy, I want to stay here. This is who I want to be with, and he does not respect that.
He continues to tell her that, you know, her mind was warped and this and that, and that's what
the
it
gaslighting,
is.
The gaslighting I can't do. Yeah,
and that's so. I really don't think, and even going back, every single piece of intimacy with them
it's yucky.
Is yucky. You can see that he either she was tricked into it, or he was looking for signs of the curse being broken right after.
Yeah.
He was never really into any of it for her.
Because what does he love about her? She is the exact opposite of anything he wants.
He knows nothing about her.
Yeah. And what he does know, he wants to change. Wow.
Even in Mist and Fury, you know, he sees her being sick, he sees her withering away.
He sees that she has these powers, but he doesn't want her to use them.
He doesn't want her to use them. And then when he does do anything nice, it's like bringing her paints when she hasn't painted in forever.
Yeah. It's weird. It's all very weird. Anyway, kind of backpacking off of what I mentioned about Lucian getting the power from his father, Helion, his true father. I believe that Lucian will take over as High Lord of the Day Court when Helion passes. In fact, I even believe that that's how he'll learn that Helion was his real father. Although I would love him to learn before Helion dies, but I feel like that's how he's gonna learn.
I would love for Helion not to die.
I know. But I feel like that's why Lucian's brothers were always so extra mean to him, was because they sensed that power. Because, you know, you can sense who the power is going to shift to. And I think that they saw him as a threat.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have another one you want to talk about? Because I want this to be what we end with, because
this one's kind of a little one.
Yeah. It's one I believe in as well.
But in the very beginning, Feyre is hunting, what's his name?
Andrus,
that's right. And there is just a brief little description of a shadow. Just a shadow that she notices.
Let me see if I can bring it up so we can read the exact. Okay, so there is a quote when she is hunting in the woods and she sees the wolf. It says, "Behind me a shadow lurked. No, watched. I didn't dare turn to look at it to see who might be within that shadow observing, not as the wolf stared at me."
So, I have a theory that that shadow belongs to, or may have even contained, none other than Asriel.
Because duh, Shadow Daddy, the shadow singer, a shadow behind her. And it's like, you know, hinted at that Asriel knows everything because of his shadows. Like, wouldn't he not know, like, oh, that is Rhys's mate, and this is how she's going to end up in Prythian.
Right?
Yeah.
Or even if, you know, it's not as there, it's certainly his shadows.
Because he knew that was how the curse needed to be broken. Who knows?
I don't know. You know, it's a theory for a reason. I'm just saying. It cannot be pure coincidence that there's a fucking shadow behind her watching her. It's not having it.
Nope. It can't be. Because I saw something on TikTok that somebody thought that it was Rhys. And I was
Rhys is under the mountain.
And I was like, but what would make more sense, because it's a shadow.
It would be Rhys is under the mountain.
Would be Shadow Daddy. Speaking of Asriel, this is what we're going to end with. And it's probably my most unhinged theory ever. But I have receipts. This is one that I believe in so strongly that I have said multiple times. I don't care what Sarah Janet writes. I know that I'm correct.
Damn it,
I know that this
Janet.
is the truth. So Bryce Quinlan and Asriel are mates. One, Truth Teller, his knife, and Gwydion, her knife sword thing, are whatever. They're the knife.
Truth Teller is a dagger.
Whatever. It's a knife.
It's a dagger.
It can cut bread, cut some butter. It's a nice butter knife. It's
not a butter knife.
It is what it is.
Stop.
They are twins. And this is not a theory. This is a known thing. It's something that's mentioned. They're twins. They are produced from the same element.
They are.
They are one and the same. And it's said that one day they are supposed to meet.
They are.
And combine worlds.
They are.
That's all I need to say. I do have more, but that's all I need to say, I feel like. Secondly, and this is just personal opinion, I don't like Hunt, and I never felt like they were, like I never bought their connection. They never had like a mating bond. And I know you say...
You're not the only one.
I know you say that like, we don't know how mating bonds work in the Crescent City world. She hasn't really gotten into it. I've just never bought it.
Well, it's not necessarily that we don't know. Yes, we don't know how the mating bonds work in the Crescent City world, but also we don't know how they work with angels.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, they are two different species, for sure.
They're two different species.
I also want us to keep in mind that Sarah J. Maas has historically never, ever, ever made the first love interest endgame. The first love interest is never safe. Never.
Never.
She's never made it safe.
I know. This is a thing.
And the last thing I'm going to say on this is the most important thing to me. Hunt Athalar, you know, his real name is Orion. Or is that his middle name? I don't know. That's one of his names. Is Orion. Is that his first name or his middle name?
His first name, I believe.
Yeah. He goes by Hunt. He's based off of Orion the Hunter, who was murdered by their lover. I don't feel like I need to say anything else. And then there's the quote from the book. "Do yourself a favor, Orion Athalar. Keep well away from Bryce Quinlan," said by the Oracle. I believe this so strongly. Nobody can tell me any different. Sarah J. Maas herself cannot tell me anything different. Are you on board or are you not on board?
Listen, I don't know, okay? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, the one thing I wanted to bring up that I've never brought up to you before, and I screenshotted this because I actually didn't know this until recently. She did an interview one time where she said she wanted to do, she wanted to write like a love story loosely based off of The Little Mermaid, like she did with Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Bryce Quinlan has red hair and cannot communicate with Asriel.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
It's the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
It's the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
And so
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
In other,
Shut the.
I have more to say. In other adaptations of the Orion the Hunter myth or whatever, or story, Orion is murdered by, so the main story is that he was murdered by his lover. There are other adaptations of it where he's murdered by his lover's brother. So in this case that would be Rune. So I feel like I need to mention that. But the Little Mermaid one is what really got me.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
It's just with all that information combined, I can't not believe it. I can't believe anything else. And here's the thing is, when I first read this, when I read those last few pages of Crescent City 2, I remember thinking like, how cool would that be if they were mates? Because of I thought of it because of the dagger. And I was like, I need to find out if somebody else, I know I can't be the only one that's ever thought of it, and I'm not, but most people aren't talking about it. Like, it took me a while to find some TikToks of people talking about it. And I feel like this is like an underrated theory.
It was just so out there.
No, it's really not out there though.
Really
not in the Sarah J. Maas universe, it's not out there.
I hate you.
I know, I remember when I first brought it up to her, she was like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. That's not, but it's unhinged, and I will admit that, but it's what I believe in very strongly. The Little Mermaid one got me.
You're ruining my life.
Red hair, cannot communicate with him.
You're ruining my life, you know this, right?
That's okay.
On that note.
Yeah, on that note.
I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
Yeah. We will make multiple more of these. you have my word, because there's more that I want to talk about, but I'm looking at like we've been filming for over 30 minutes at this point. We had to kind of cut it off. She has more she wants to talk about too. She tried to stick it to like first book theories. I didn't. I needed to get this one off of my chest, and I need more people to agree with me.
I have nothing else to say right now.
Yeah.
I'm broken.
She's broken. Well, on that note,
comment down below.
Please, genuinely, please tell me your ACOTAR theories. And tell me you know I'm right.
Hit that like button and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you know when we post part 2.
You're trying so hard to get through this.
I know. You broke me. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm very, very distressed.
Now that Hunt's gonna die.
Shut your mouth. We have to go now. I have to go cry.
We'll see you in our next video. Bye.